Taming the monkey mind, the Buddhist fix for anxiety and overthinking. You know that feeling when you are lying in bed at 2 a.m. and your brain will not stop. You are replaying that meeting from 3 days ago, planning tomorrow's presentation, worrying about what your colleague meant by that comment, and somehow also thinking about whether you remembered to pay the electric bill. Your mind is jumping from thought to thought like a monkey swinging from branch to branch in a jungle. And here is the thing, this is not a modern problem. 2,500 years ago, Buddhist monks had a name for this exact phenomenon. They called it Papanca, which translates literally as proliferation, or what we commonly call the monkey mind. But here is what most people do not realize. The Buddha did not just identify this problem. He figured out exactly why it happens, and more importantly, how to tame it, the hidden mechanism behind overthinking. Let me share something that might surprise you. According to Buddhist psychology, your monkey mind is not actually trying to torture you. It is trying to protect you, but it is using a 50,000-year-old operating system in a modern world. Papanca works like this. Your mind encounters something. Let's say your boss sends you a short email that just says, "We need to talk." Instead of just receiving that information, your mind immediately starts proliferating. It creates stories, scenarios, and elaborate mental movies. Did I mess up the Johnson account? Are they going to fire me? What will I tell my family? Maybe I should update my resume. But what if it is just about the quarterly review? No, it has to be bad news, because she usually adds smiley faces to her emails. In Buddhist terms, this proliferation happens in 3 stages. First, there is the initial contact, the email. Second, there is the feeling tone, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And third, this is where it gets interesting. There is the mental elaboration, where your mind spins stories about what it all means. The ancient texts describe this beautifully. From a single thought moment, the mind creates 1,000 thoughts. From 1,000 thoughts, it creates 10,000 complications. Why your brain cannot help but overthink. Here is something fascinating that modern neuroscience has confirmed about what the Buddha taught. Your brain is literally wired to look for problems. It is called the negativity bias, and it exists because for most of human history, the people who survived were the ones who could spot danger quickly. If you heard a rustle in the bushes, it was better to assume it was a lion and be wrong than assume it was the wind and be lunch. So your brain evolved to constantly scan for threats, create worst-case scenarios, and prepare for problems. But here is the challenge. Your ancient brain cannot tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a strongly worded email from your CEO. Both trigger the same mental proliferation. The Buddha called this the second arrow. The first arrow is the actual event, the email, the criticism, the setback. The second arrow is all the mental suffering we add on top with our thoughts and stories. And here is the insight that changed everything for millions of people. You cannot always control the first arrow, but you have complete power over the second. The modern cost of the monkey mind. Let me connect this to your daily life. How many times have you spent hours analyzing a conversation, trying to figure out what someone really meant? That is Papanca. How often do you find yourself unable to make a decision because your mind keeps generating new what-if scenarios? That is Papanca too. I see this constantly with successful people. They will spend 3 hours in analysis paralysis about a decision that should take 5 minutes. Not because the decision is complex, but because their monkey mind keeps generating new possibilities to consider. Or think about this. You are having dinner with your family, but you are not really there. Your mind is at tomorrow's board meeting, next week's presentation, and somehow also relitigating something that happened last month. Your body is present, but your mind is everywhere except where your life is actually happening. The ancient Buddhist texts have a term for this too, vitakka vikara, the mind that jumps from object to object, never settling, never at peace. The three-step taming process. So how do we work with this? The Buddhist approach is surprisingly practical. Instead of trying to stop your thoughts, which is impossible, you learn to change your relationship with them. Step 1 is recognition. The moment you notice your mind spinning, you simply acknowledge it. Ah, there is the monkey mind again. No judgment, no frustration, just gentle recognition. This alone interrupts the automatic proliferation. Step 2 is what the Buddha called wise reflection. Instead of getting caught in the content of your thoughts, you step back and observe the process. You might ask yourself, is this thought helpful right now? Is this story I am creating actually based on facts, or am I filling in blanks with worst-case assumptions? Step 3 is redirection. Once you have recognized the proliferation and reflected wisely, you gently redirect your attention to something more useful, your breath, the task at hand, or the person in front of you. The beautiful thing about this approach is that you are not fighting your mind. You are training it like a skilled animal trainer working with a spirited horse. You are not trying to break its spirit. You are teaching it where to focus its incredible energy. A quick practice you can try right now. Let me give you something you can experiment with today. The next time you catch your mind spinning, maybe you are worrying about a presentation or replaying a difficult conversation, try this. First, take a deep breath and say to yourself, I notice my mind is proliferating. Just that recognition often breaks the automatic cycle. Then ask yourself one simple question. What would I do if I knew this thought spiral was not helpful? Often you already know the wise action to take. Your monkey mind is just preventing you from taking it. Finally, choose one small, concrete action you can take right now and do it. Answer that email. Make that phone call. Write down 3 bullet points for tomorrow's meeting. Action is often the best antidote to mental proliferation. Your personal mind taming practice. If you're ready to take control of your overthinking patterns, I've created the Monkey Mind Tamer Journal, a complete system that goes way beyond simple mindfulness advice. This isn't about trying to stop your thoughts, which is impossible. Instead, it gives you a proven 3-step framework to catch yourself in anxiety spirals before they steal hours of your day. Use specific, wise reflection questions that instantly shift you from worry to problem-solving mode. Access emergency first aid techniques when your mind is racing at 2 a.m. or before a big meeting. Track your personal overthinking triggers so you can get ahead of them before they start. The journal includes pre-written responses for the 5 most common scenarios that trap high achievers, from work performance anxiety to decision paralysis. Plus, you get the one breath reset technique that you can use anywhere, anytime your mind starts spinning. It's designed for people who want practical tools that work in real-world, high-pressure situations, not just during quiet meditation time. You can find the link in the description below, and it is completely free. It is a straightforward 3-step process you can use whenever you catch your mind spinning, and it takes less than 5 minutes to complete. The goal is not to have a mind that never thinks. That would be impossible and, frankly, pretty useless. The goal is to have a mind that thinks when you want it to think about what you want it to think, for as long as you want it to think. That is true mental freedom. And the beautiful thing is, people have been successfully practicing this for over 2,500 years. The wisdom is tested, the methods are proven, and the results speak for themselves. Remember, your monkey mind is not your enemy. It is just untrained. And like any wild animal, with patience, wisdom, and the right techniques, it can become your most powerful ally. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear about your experience with taming your own monkey mind in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing. We explore a new piece of practical Buddhist wisdom every week that can make your daily life calmer, clearer, and more fulfilling. Until next time, may your mind be peaceful and your focus be clear.